Hello, everybody. This is Man Alone, and I am Man Alone. And today, a little something different. You may have seen this in the periphery of my videos before. This is Tin Helm, and this is a micro quest by Jason Glover, who is an incredible game designer. And in this tiny little, what would maybe be a Mentos tin, there is enough in here to play a full game with lots of different options and replayability. And it is extremely fun. And I would love to do a playthrough of this. As much as I want to make this channel about role-playing games and about improvising role play as a solo player, I think it is also fun sometimes to see these kind of solo card games that can be played. And this is definitely one of them. Has different characters, different races and classes, different interesting ways to track your favor and food and life, and it has different enemies, and it's super easy to set up and super easy to play. But that is not actually what I wanted to show you all today. And I know that I promised an ASMR Sleepytime video on the broken cask, which that is incoming. Apologies, I was a bit under the weather this weekend, so whoever multiple people were that said that if I was making too many videos, I was going to burn myself out, I would like to let you know that you were correct. I definitely did, and I got myself a little bit sick this weekend, and so I definitely am going to do that playthrough soon. I'm very looking forward to that. But because I got something this evening, I thought I would take the opportunity to do something I never imagined myself doing in my entire life, which is, oh Lord, an unboxing video. This is going to be Iron Helm, which is also by Jason Glover, and Tin Helm is sort of the miniature version or quick version of this game. I think it's a different game, but I mean, it's, as far as I know, it's based on the same premise. I saw Iron Helm recommended by Dungeon Dive some time ago, and the guy who does Dungeon Dive just absolutely loved the game. And I remember at one point he said, "I don't know why I'm recommending this, because you can't buy this game anymore." And at the time, it was like available on eBay for a really bonkers amount of money, and I always wanted it. And then I followed Jason Glover, the creator, and saw a few months ago that they were doing a reprint at Gamecrafter, and as well as an expansion set. And so it was I think a pretty good deal given what I've got, but it was quite a bit of an investment. It was near, I think, $100, and I did buy Iron Helm as well as an expansion, and so I wanted to open that now. Now, I did open up the box already, I admit, like the outer box here, just because I didn't want to have you suffer through that ripping sound, but I thought that I would take it out of the package with you here, and I'm not sure I have the best camera for this part of it, but let's just see. Let's try to get, ooh yeah. Wow, this is really big. Okay, so this looks to be the main game here. This is Iron Helm, a perilous quest for fortune and glory, illustrated by Jason Glover and Daniel E.F. Walthall, designed by Jason Glover. It says, "Draw your weapon and raise your torch, for there is a creature that needs to be destroyed." Boy, do I love that. And so it is a perilous solo quest for fortune and glory. One player, ages 12 plus, 30 to 45 minutes. Damp below with steel in hand, echoed halls run beast astray, chasing prey both night and day, survive until last grain of sand. Creatures pounce no longer lurk, swinging axe does just miss, sinking blade unhindered hiss, blood now trickles from my dirk. Now the time is here to plunder, a glorious chest, maybe gold. I pry it open, my blade does bend. I am met by teeth and thunder, a mimic's trick, I am told. What a way to meet my end. That is a very interesting rhyme scheme. So what is that? A, B, B, A. Okay. All right. Yeah, that works. Okay, so that is the main box, it looks like. Really cool design. And then let's take the other thing out just so we can get this big old case out of the way. Ooh, it looks like we got a little expansion pack to crack open here. The Howling Abyss. Get a nice shot of that. Okay. And oh yeah, you know, this is kind of cool. Whenever you get a card game, whenever I've gotten a card game from Gamecrafter, they'll always throw in just like this like one card game to play along with it, which I think is like a really sweet little bonus. I always like trying these out, and you can usually do the game with whatever pieces are included in the game that you bought. Okay, so now this looks like the Iron Chest. This is the expansion set, the Iron Helm expansion. The Iron Chest includes the Lonely Troll Inn, the Random Encounters, the Spire of Zogar, Beast and Burdens, Realms and Relics, and more. And I'm excited to open this. I don't know, does that mean it includes little miniatures there? Maybe I can get out my paint and paint those up. And I think that's it. I guess I'll just make sure. I don't want to set myself up for disappointment. Yeah, that looks like it's it. And I'll be sure to just double check that. Okay. Whew. If you made it through that part of the video, congrats. Okay, so included inside, we have Iron Helm, Iron Chest, this extra play card, and the Howling Abyss expansion set. So, what do you say we open these up here? Let's carefully open up this one here. Why don't we de-plastic all of these at once and get that over with, just so that we can get a nice view of everything here. Okay. And this was one of those things, you know, sometimes you'll order Kickstarters or something and you'll like forget that you ordered them and then they show up in your mailbox. I definitely cannot... Like a lot of people like the fact that you'll order something like a Kickstarter and you'll forget about it, and then months later it'll arrive in your mailbox. That definitely did not happen with this. I was like constantly checking to see if this was going to be sent, how long it was. Really nice box, really high stock for this box. A little more nice packing inside. Yeah, I don't expect anything less from Gamecrafter. They're always putting together their stuff really well. They usually do package up the cards like this. So we'll take those out and take a look at them. And a nice dice, and looks like 2 D12s, 3 D6s, and 2 player trackers. And they always include some bags as well to put those in. Some more cards of a different shape. We'll have to figure out. Those look like adventure cards. And then... yeah, I love these. So these are like some different tokens that you could use. Looks like this is like a little poison token. Not sure. This is like some sort of adventurer token. So we'll take a look at those. More tokens. Looks like gems, hearts. And this is the kind of stuff, I mean, this really gets me excited to look at this kind of stuff. These look like different resources you can get. And... yeah, so it looks like we have the instruction book here. And I imagine that I could like probably kick this up and play it pretty quickly. But I understand that it's a different rule set between Tin Helm and Iron Helm. So I think it might be a little bit risky for me to try and just set this up and play it right now. So let's just focus on finding out what's inside, and then maybe in a future app I can play through it. Again, I really do like these. You know, I had a moment where I kind of burned out on role playing games and really got focused on card games like this, and thought, yeah, this is actually what I want to do. This is what I want to make. And a little bit of an appendix here, so maybe that's some rule clarifications or something. That's really cool. And I tried to make one of these, and my game, She Is Your Queen, is kind of based around a more, it's a book, it's a game book, but it has more of a card game play to it. And I'll tell you what, I was very humbled by that. This is these are very hard to make. Well, I suppose some people might disagree with that. For me, it was very hard to make. There is just a lot of balance that goes into it, a lot of mechanics, and it very much humbled me. But I also think that attempting to make a game like this, I do hope that to finish She Is Your Queen eventually. Lord knows I've written so much of it. But it was very humbling, and it taught me a lot about how to set up really good mechanics and what balance actually means in a role-playing game. So even if you're a pretty dedicated RPGer, I would recommend giving like a game like this a try every once in a while. So this looks like different, maybe labels. Like, yeah. Oh, you know what? Maybe this is like different places that you could set down to like put the stacks of cards here. So like this has like headings for it: Adventure Pack 1, enemies, potions, Adventure Pack 2, loot. So maybe this is a way to sort of organize your cards. I know that there is a play mat that you can get for this game, and that play mat kind of has a place for everything to be put out. I'm looking forward to seeing the graphics on the back of these cards as well. This looks pretty cool. Okay. Oh, nice. So this is like the wilderness deck. Let's take a look here. The dodo bird. Is that interesting? Okay. So these are trappings. I know that this is like kind of a word that he uses in his games as trappings, which I think is just like your kit, your quip. So weapons, rations. A lot of designs here that I'm seeing here are also in Tin Helm. Plots, enemies, loot. Yeah, little pre-made dungeons. Then just kind of different doors that you can go through. So this thing has like a set up dungeon, character, different characters. Yeah, so just like imagine all the different options here. Now, some of this stuff I wonder, like, is this from the right game here? Or maybe do they kind of sneak in? Is this like getting an onion ring in your fries at Burger King? You know, just kind of a cool thing to come across. Or is there some sort of outer space expansion here? Who knows? Kind of fun. Yeah, so just kind of give you a look at the other side of the cards here as well. Different characters, different attributes. They have different starting trappings. Ooh, yeah, there's the Lich. Watch out for the Lich. Merchant, Skirmish, Mushroom Grove. So it just kind of amazes me. This looks like it's probably from a different game here. I like that. They kind of just throw in some additional cards there, just make you curious about something. I think that's really cool. I like that kind of... I like when places do stuff like that. Like they don't take things so seriously, and why not throw in an interesting card there, see what people think about it. Maybe it piques their interest. I know that the art on that really looked cool, so I'm curious about what that is. Let's see if I can sleeve this back up to maintain the dignity of the deck another day. Okay, so yeah, let's put this. I think that was a good overview of this, and I know this is Iron Helm has been out for quite a while, and so you probably could see some better unboxings of that closer to the date. But let's check out. You know, why don't we? Yeah, let's. This is 18 dungeon cards. Let me take a look here and open this up, see what's inside, so that I can make the mistake of opening it, and you could keep yours closed as a collector's edition and sell yours for $300 someday, whereas I just pretty much ruined mine. All right, so this looks like a different set of dungeon doors here. So that's cool. Just kind of a different dungeon. I love that. You know, just how easy is that? Just a different kind of door with some different options on the back. That's so cool. It's like you can just like that, you can explore a new dungeon with all new options and all new features and stuff. That's so cool. All right. Put that back there. And again, everything feels really good. Gamecrafter does just such an amazing job. I mean, what a great business Gamecrafter is, because so many people, and I was just talking to my girlfriend about this. It's like I have no idea how I'm going to get anything printed or published when I'm done with my game. I don't have the slightest clue, which makes me like ripe to be taken advantage of. I certainly will do my research on that extent, but I'm so happy that things like Gamecrafter exist, that these are places that are just like, yeah, upload your assets to us, upload your data, your files and everything, and we will make a game for you. Oh, sweet. Okay, so we got some different figurines here. Is it resin? Let's give it a feel. Oh yeah, it definitely doesn't feel plastic. Oh, it feels really good. Feels nice and yeah. So that is kind of a barbarian, maybe an archer. I can't tell. Oh, I love that old kind of. Okay. Some sort of warrior. You know, it's paint definitely sticks better to plastic. Plastic is more durable, it's easier to glue, but there's just something special when you have these old models that feel like they're chiseled out of some marble. This one looks like a wizard here. It's the only one that I can sort of make out for certain. It's really nice. Yeah, it's like a really nice structure, and then it just looks like we have like a little D6 in there as well. Very cool. Yeah, maybe I'll paint those up. Let's throw it on there, work on it at work. All right. Put that aside. Some more cards here. Okay. Let me try to disarm these a little bit better here. Sorry, I keep pulling it towards me. I'm being so greedy when I'm should be having it on a camera. All right, so this looks like more. Let me put the microphone in front of me. More bosses, more environments. Gosh, you know, I just like. So this is an Adventure Pack 7, so maybe this is just like the heading. They're divided by each of these. I'm just so amazed by this, like just the amount of options and replayability. I mean, this is what is so cool about solo play. This has like this is kind of like the storyboard for a really good video game right here. And it's all here and we can play it with just these cards. With just these cards, we can play it. It's unreal, and all of the options that it has. Henchmen, that's interesting. Are these people you can like hire? All right, let's look at one. Godfrey. As a brother of the Red Cloth, Godfrey seeks to rid the world of the undead evils that lurk in dark places. His knowledge of the undead will gain you +2 to the sum of your attack rolls against them. That's great. When at the altar location, Godfrey will pray, gaining you 2 energy. You may also take an additional action for yourself. Whenever you defeat a boss that is not undead, Godfrey loses 1 morale. So this guy really loves just killing undead bosses. You also may not take an action on a plot card that would lower your morale on the morality tracker. And a little flavor on the bottom. The wicked will perish by the hand of God. This is so cool. I'm not sure what the different things mean on the bottom, but this is just so... Oh man, you can get Bogdana. How about that as an ally? Godfrey and Bogdana. Different afflictions. Yeah, let's flip these over. This is what people want to see. Probably gonna get a comment that's like, bro, show us the other side of the card. All right, Mizlak the Beggar. There's a character. That's like a main character. Gain 10 bonus points if you complete the game with Mizlak the Beggar. So maybe Mizlak is a bit of a challenge character. I like that though. Points for completing the game. That means there's some sort of replayability going on here. Gold lust. What's that? An affliction. You just cannot get enough gold. The mere sight of it causes your veins to pump blood faster and your fingers to twitch. In fact, you swear you could smell it when it's close and it makes your mouth taste like honey. Whenever you are engaged in combat with an enemy that has gold, you'll deal 1 extra damage for each energy spent for your attack. However, enemies that carry gold will never miss when they attack you. That's interesting. The Lonely Troll Inn. A companion booster meant to complement your base adventure. Yeah, so it looks like each of these are like a little expansion. This is so cool. All right, now this right here, Itis, is that? Yeah, that's a henchman, which is kind of cool because that is actually the Tin Helm lady right there. Itis is a proud warrior. Itis will have your back in combat, adding 1 damage to the sum of your attacks and allowing you to subtract 1. When at the campsite, she will search for food with her action, gaining you extra food. And then it says you have to pay Itis extra gold. This is so cool because maybe this was meant. This is something that Jason Glover is so great at, is sort of form always following function here. And it's like, yeah, Tin Helm is like the little companion to Iron Helm. And then this is a henchman that would be like somebody who would be the companion to your character. And so then it's like, all right, well, let's make Tin Helm. Let's give that companion their own story. Let's find out about that. Gosh, it's so cool. Matilda, another henchman. There's some enemy possessed. I like Jason Glover's artwork too because it's really approachable. You could see everything there. Obviously, it's not like each card is going to have a signed work of art like MTG or something, but it's just, I think it's vivid. It makes me feel like when I see stuff like this in Iron Helm, I think it gives me like Castlevania Symphony of the Night vibes where my brain starts getting really excited about, think about all the different layers that I can go into and think about all the different new areas and new power-ups I could discover, and is there ways that I can go back and find new things and new enemies, and are there secrets in here? Yeah, Divine Plate. Gosh, this looks so cool. So many different options. All right, cool. This is like, I might get this tattooed on me though. Mizlak the Beggar. Especially because when I first saw Mizlak, I thought it said Mitch. And I think that that's a fun name for someone in a game. Just Mitch. Mitch the Beggar. Sounds like somebody like your friends would see, like if you're at a bar, it's like, all right, everyone heads down, like Mitch the Beggar is coming. Hey guys, you guys wouldn't have a, it's like, no, Mitch, sorry. It's like, well, you didn't let me finish. Wondering if you guys got like couple extra, yeah, I was going to ask you guys for some money to buy beer. It's like, we know, Mitch, we know. Yeah, so this, again, these just look like a way to organize everything. I really like this system. And I think I'm right here in that a card will fit onto that. Yeah. And then you'll kind of be able to like see what that pile is. What a great organization system. I'm so hype on these games because they just, as Bobby Bacala and Sopranos would say, I'm in awe of them. I'm in awe that somebody could put together something so coherent. And this Jason Glover, you should follow this guy on Twitter. I'll share his handle. He is unreal. He's just unreal. The amount of stuff that he produces. I really admire somebody who has that output. And then the last thing in here is, so this looks like random encounters, different adventures. Gosh, so cool. Pre-made dungeons for you, And so, this is the one that he's working on now, is Underquest. So this is kind of clever. Like the re-release of Iron Chest was probably to coincide with the fact that this Underquest is getting released. So I just have to recommend most highly that you get your hands on this Underquest, because these things sell out, and if I'm lucky that I heard about Iron Helm a short time before it got re-released. If you were somebody that heard about Iron Helm right after it sold out, you had to wait like 3 years. This is interesting though, this card I just found here. Random encounters. Okay. Random encounters adds a layer to Iron Helm and answers the question of what happens to your character in between levels of the dungeon. Choose a random encounters map card that corresponds to the level of the adventure you are on. If you are playing with the base game, you are playing a level 1 adventure. Place a mini on the first floor as indicated and you are ready to play. When you finish a dungeon level and you are moving down to the next floor, take note of the icon in between each floor on the map card. Refer to the icons below and resolve. So there's some sort of trap, random encounter, potions. See, this is really cool stuff. This is stuff that I have in She Is Your Queen, just kind of like different encounters depending on what you roll right here. And it's just, again, it's just another way for Jason Glover to add some texture, some variety, to just add more options, more immersiveness into the game. And what's especially cool too is that now the iron chest, like I have this iron chest, which is pretty cool. And I'm wondering, and I should wonder no more. It doesn't fit. I bet we could make it fit here if we tried, but probably what would we lose? Yeah, well, that's okay. Tin Helm should be out and seen by the world. Thinking I'm clever or something. Okay, so yeah, so that is Iron Helm and Iron Chest expansion, and I guess Tin Helm as well. And I'm not sure. It could still be available on Gamecrafter, but at the very least, Tin Helm should be available. You should pick that up. It's pretty cheap. I think it's near at around $20. If you like Tin Helm, I think that's a good indicator that you would like Iron Helm. I had just no idea that Iron Helm was this big. I thought that Iron Helm was like this, but this is so big. I mean, this is so substantial. Like I feel so good right now because I have, this just shows you what a base, sort of vile human I am. I say big, heavy thing, happy, but truly, I mean, if you're a game collector, you know what it's like to get something that you feel, wow, I just got something really special. And then you also know the feeling of buying something and going, oh, okay, so this person basically like charged me $40 for 2 sheets of paper and an idea. Thanks. This is something that I'm looking forward to playing. I'm probably going to play it tonight. And I promise, again, Broken Cask review and playthrough is on the way. I really do. I really am fond of that game, and I was bummed that I couldn't do it this weekend. But I just had to, I had to obey my body. I had to, because I did not. I was just so tired. But thank you to everyone who has followed already. Thank you for the great interactions that everyone's been having. I'm really excited to be able to interact with so many solo role-playing players. So we'll do that Broken Cask. I also want to do a video coming up. I have kind of like a video essay that's a little bit much to say it's an essay. It might be more of a freestyle, but I want to talk a little bit about why to solo play and like the frame of mind to solo play with, because I think that sometimes people play solo RPGs or solo games. They're not quite sure why they would do that. It doesn't make sense to some people. So I want to give my attempt at explaining what it means to me. But this is a world record. We just hit 29 minutes, and I'm going to stop now so that this video is under 30 minutes. And once again, thank you to my wonderful, beautiful, amazing girlfriend for making this animation for me. I just love it. Thank you all, and see you soon.